Derick, are you ready?
What are you doing here? No, I'm just kidding.
Go for a run.
Okay.
Shut the door so the dog doesn't get all excited.
Hey.
See you later.
We're waiting for Sarah will be coming here too.
She's running with us?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is that okay?
No, that's fine. That's
Wait.
fine.
She's not coming because she pulls.
She's not. Okay.
She needs to have a run before she runs. For manners' sake.
Let me just turn the music off here. So, Derick, you have some bad news for me. You don't want to talk about it, or you do?
How are you? No, it's okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Well, I already told you.
Workout resume. Yeah, Robbie, is your, what was he now, your step's brother?
Terry's son.
Terry's son, that's right. Terry's son. Yeah. I saw Jenny yesterday with the dog, with Prada. And she looked at me and then she looked away. I thought, well, something's on her mind, but...
Yeah.
We're going to do 5K, right? Are you up to it?
I'm easy.
Good.
We went yesterday.
Yeah, Derick did say that. He said that you did about 4K and you didn't do exactly the route that we normally do. Hopefully today, now that we're all three of us doing it.
I went by the dilapidated houses
Yeah.
and...
Well, you could show me where you went wrong.
Yeah.
But we normally start running once we get onto the sidewalk here. It's just I don't like running downhill at the very beginning. It gives you the false sense of how easy it is.
So every time we go past the little small houses, I call them dilapidated.
Oh, you mean a little like for the dolls' houses?
Yeah.
The miniature houses. Yeah. I think those houses were for the sailors.
I feel like, yeah, the little wartime houses.
They came back from the war and they were all little people and they gave them little houses. The little people. They were all Irish.
Oh, they're Irish?
Yeah, they're the little people.
Irish people are all little?
No. Some of them are quite tall. There was like a giant, an Irish giant. So we do this speed all the time.
All right.
Yeah. This is called Jackal pace. Hi.
It's called what?
Jackal pace.
Jackal?
Yeah, that's my name.
A little bit faster than Spanish pace.
Spanish pace is a little slower, yeah.
Derick tells me you're an ultra marathoner.
That's right.
That's pretty amazing.
I hear you've run a half marathon.
Yeah, I did. The last one I did was last May, so it's been about a year.
Which one did you do?
I did the Oak Bay.
Oak
and then
Bay.
I did the Good Life one.
The Good Life.
There's one in Tofino that I'd like to do.
That the edge to edge?
Huh?
Is that the one that's called the edge to edge?
Yes.
I've done that one.
Oh.
It's a full marathon if you want it. But they also do a half. The half marathon starts in Ucluelet, goes out, turns around, comes back.
Ah.
The full marathon starts in
All the way to-
Tofino and comes all the way in.
Oh, you see that?
Ucluelet.
Well, I want to do the full marathon in October. I just haven't really started practicing.
It's such a noisy road, this one. It's terrible. What?
Freaking auction.
Good.
I can smell vinegar. Vinegar and French fries.
Yeah, they have a little breakfast place there.
I saw that.
It's good.
I was a little early for Derick, so I went to McDonald's and had a couple of hash browns. Well, I missed my breakfast. If I didn't have those hash browns, I'd be running on 2 black coffees and a cup of tea.
I'm running on my fat.
You said it, Derek, not me. But funnily enough, this is the best pace for burning fat. Well, the reason is because you can maintain it. It's not very fast. So you're more likely to do more than half an hour. If you go too hard, you run for half an hour and you're exhausted.
Yeah.
But if you run at this pace, you could do an hour or an hour and a half. That's good training for the marathon. Hello, bike. Some people, they do 3 minutes running and 1 minute walking. That's a pretty good way of doing it if you're not really well trained.
Well, I run home from work sometimes, and I bike to and from work, so my fitness level's all right.
Good. And you got the dog.
Yes. She requires constant exercise.
Did you miss the big hill?
Yeah. Like intervals are for meant for people that want to really do it fast.
Because there is a hill that we see later on that's almost steep enough to walk. But I leave it up to Derek. If he wants to walk that bit, if I've been going too fast, we walk that bit. I mapped this one out before I even knew exactly where Derek lived. I was looking on the map, I said, how can I make a 5K from his address back to his address? And this one came up and it looked pretty close to 5K.
So what do you think if I do you think Jenny would like it if I made money off Robert? Off his like vehicle and stuff?
I think you should ask her if you're going to sell his stuff. She'll probably say he gave it to you, you can do what you like with it. But let her say that. Don't just say to her, listen, I sold all his stuff. Yeah. So what happened?
Drug overdose.
Drug overdose.
He smoked a lot of pot and then he started getting hooked up with other things.
Yeah.
Like
What, like crack, stuff like that?
Yeah, because when his dad, when Terry went
AWOL?
yeah, then
He went AWOL too.
cutting up.
How long has it been since Robbie was living with Jenny?
He smoked pot back then.
Man, this guy's got a really good nose.
Yeah.
He can smell pot from across the street. Anyway,
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that I forgot what I was going to say now. You confused me. Oh yeah, we've done 1 kilometer
33 seconds.
so far.
We saw 3 deer up there.
Yeah, they were just the other side of the fence. They felt safe.
Yeah.
Yep, well, drugs has taken another victim. Are you planning to go and see them?
I already did.
You already went to see Jenny? When?
Monday?
Monday.
It's Wednesday today.
Monday.
Yeah.
And I go see her again. Go to his house and pick up all
Yeah.
the valuables.
Well, did she suggest that?
On his TV, but I'm not sure if I want it.
Well, listen, just whatever she gives to you to take it, and we'll deal with it later. She might want to get rid of it, you know what I mean? It might give her bad memories. Mind you, she might want to keep it.
That's why I don't want it, because it would give me bad memories.
Well, there's lots of people who would take it off your hands, like the Salvation Army, Big Brothers.
I'd sell it.
Oh,
It's a 50-inch.
you'd sell the TV.
It's huge.
All right.
Giving Salvation Army a gold crown.
We're going to cross over.
It's worth more to get the money off it than to give it away for free.
I know what you mean. They have a truck going around town and burning gas, and then they end up throwing it in a dumpster, and then they have to cart it off. I don't know. I think the best thing to do is to leave it with a sign saying free.
What?
Leave it on the front steps. Anything that you don't want, and then somebody who needs it will take it. But if it's a TV, it'll be gone in seconds.
That's why I'd sell it.
It's working right now, right?
No.
Wouldn't it make sense to keep a TV that's working?
Yeah, I might keep it.
I think you should, because then you can play your video games on it. These are the little houses.
I love these little houses.
Dilapidated.
No, dilapidated means broken down. And that one is certainly not broken down. This one is certainly not broken down. They're very proud of their houses.
They used to be these affordable houses in Victoria, now everything's so expensive.
Yeah. Well, this was a cheaper neighborhood once, but now it's not so much.
Their vacancy rate in the Cornwall is 0%.
Yeah.
Crazy. My cousin just moved back from Montreal and they've been looking for a place for the last 3 weeks and there's nothing. An ad went up for a 2-bedroom and she called and it was gone within 16 minutes.
What?
Yeah, 16 minutes.
So we should be coming up on 2 kilometers pretty soon.
You have an internal clock as well?
No, I have my phone. It's got a GPS tracker on it. Actually, Derick gave me the app for my phone.
Nice smooth run?
Yeah. I'm using iSmooth Run. And he originally got it for me about 2 years ago. And I only had an iPod Touch. And it wasn't compatible. I had to wait till I got a phone and then I could use it. So that was a good $6 you spent on me. That was well worth it. That's been for 2 years I've been thinking about that app. You! Look at this. Free firewood.
Don't let Will see that.
No, but Will wouldn't drive all the way over here. I mean, he might do for that much wood. He would. He would for that much wood. So when was your last race, Sarah?
Last May, so a year ago.
Oh, you said that. That's right. The
And then before that it was the
Good Life.
the October one.
The October one.
Every
Okay.
June me and my friends do some climb and stay wood.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah,
We don't run it, we walk it. 'Cause
it's way too steep to run.
it's,
You're hiking right from the get-go, pretty much.
There's some people that the ultra marathoners.
Yeah,
They run it in like an hour or 2 hours.
yeah.
It takes us about 7.
Really?
And some guy ran it twice the year before.
I think his name was Gary Duncan.
Yeah, he's like this.
He does 100-mile races.
Yeah. We're in.
Hi. So this is the hill. How do you feel, Derick? Not good? Let's say we walk from the Honda. Or we hike to the top. Give Derick a chance to get his breath back.
He he's been walking to work with me sometimes too.
Eh?
Derek's been walking to work with me sometimes. But once a week.
Yeah. Where do you work?
I work at Mount St. Mary's Hospital downtown.
Oh, okay. Fairfield.
Yeah.
Fairfield and Quadra, I think.
Yes.
That's the cross corner.
Yeah.
That's not a bad walk.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes.
And then he's downtown so he can see his dad.
Yeah.
13 minutes.
Derek's a faster walker than I am, so it's good for me to.
Well, I'm pretty slow as a walker, to tell you the truth. You get some people who can really hardly makes a difference if they're walking or running on a hill like this.
Derek has long legs. He's a.
Yeah. But we ran a couple of times with my friend Alan, and he's got long legs, but he takes shorter steps. It's weird. He just chooses to.
Take little steps.
Little steps, yeah. I think it's because he rides a bike a lot. So he's picked a gear.
Yeah.
And
This is my running gear.
This is his turnover, his cadence. From this tree on, it's downhill all the way. You.
There we are. The first one, Derek, came up that way.
Yeah,
They went through the parking lot.
that would make it 4. But this way we go right down to Wycliffe or something, past Lyle Street. Then we cut across to Fraser
Okay.
and back up.
That's a good route.
Yeah, once we're off Esquimalt Road, once we're off Admirals, it's quite quiet.
Someone left cement footprints.
Yeah. I saw a guy doing a driveway like that, and he looked at me as if to say, don't even think about me leaving a fingerprint or a footprint.
And it's adding a little square of concrete and the cats walk across it.
Oh, wow.
Katie prints all through.
The other nice thing from here, from the next corner, you can see Mount Doug. And that's where Derek and I used to live.
Do you still live out that way?
Yeah. Derek was a neighbour.
Oh, and that's how you met?
Well, indirectly. We met because my son went to school with Derek.
Ah.
And I believe at one stage, was Carlos helping you with your schoolwork?
No, just video games.
Well, he certainly helped him well.
Put them to help me with cheats.
He taught you all the cheats in the video games. Well, he went off and got himself a job with Google,
Derek's saying it's awesome.
so that's pretty nice. He's going to be coming back soon.
Carlos used to be my worker.
Yeah, I used to go and visit Derek when he was doing his parental visit. When he went to see his dad, I was the guy who was authorized to drive him there.
We would drive all the way to Langford
We'd drive all the way to Langford, that's right.
instead of Jenny's. Sometimes, did you drive to Jenny's?
Well, I know I used to pick you up from your place at Jenny's, and then we would drive to your father's place when he lived.
Oh, to drop me off.
Yeah, when he lived out here, when he was living in the Lions house. You remember
Lions
that?
Lodge.
Lions Lodge,
Yeah.
off Lampson.
But would you come to pick me up at Terry's in Langford?
Yep, that's what I did once. I picked you up from Terry's and I took you
And he wanted
to your dad's.
to talk to you for a long time.
Yeah, well, he had his hands full with Robbie. Robbie was just a rugrat back then. How young was he when you first met him? We cross over now. Don't cross too near the corner, Derek. It's safer to cross a couple of houses back.
Terry?
Yeah.
How old was he?
No, how old was Robbie?
Oh, he was born.
No, when you first met him.
Oh, Robert wasn't even born.
So you knew Jenny before she had Robert?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time ago. I cheated. I went across the grass. Well, this is the last bit of uphill, honest. But we don't walk this one because it's just gentle enough to get a training benefit out of.
You're a good running partner.
Well, Derick and I have done many miles together. But now you know the route. You can say, okay, Derick, I'll do it with you. Or you could say, we could do the three of us again. That kind of thing.
Good for me.
Well, the other thing would be to do it twice. And get a 10K out of it.
Derick from the West Side Walkway.
Yep, that's a good way. Apparently, if you go beside the railway tracks, there is a cycle path that takes you all the way into Johnson Street. But it wouldn't have helped me, because I cycled the shortest way. If I went down to where the Johnson Street thing is, it would have been an extra K. You still with us, Derick? Come on, Derick. This is the top of the hill. I used to organize a race that Derick wanted to enter. It was called the First Timers Marathon. And I said, you know what? You could win it. Because it's only for people who've never run a marathon before. Well, at the time we were training 3 days a week. And then for some reason, I remember, I went to Spain for a month. And he dropped off the training. Hello. Sorry. He always says that. He says, I'm not running with you again. 3K. 6 minutes something per kilometer. So we've been running about 20 minutes. This is where the benefit kicks in.
I really need to get practicing.
Well, it's a good route because it has those hills, but from here on in it's down and flat, and then Fraser back up to Esquimalt Road.
The first half marathon I trained for,
Yeah,
the second one I didn't.
yeah. And you notice the difference?
Much more challenging.
But
Gotten off at the end.
yeah. But your times were probably similar.
I think right under about 2 minutes slower or something.
Derick, you got the advantage now. You have the advantage over us. Well, you have the advantage. The heavier person gets more help from gravity. Yeah. But then you pay harder on the up. I always say to Derick when we're getting tired on a hill, I always say, well, you're working harder than I am. Which is true. It's important to remember that. The bigger guys have to work a lot harder when they're running. But normally they have bigger muscles and bigger heart, longer legs, yeah. If they're in the right shape, being big is not a disadvantage until you get to the marathon. Most marathoners are under 6 foot.
Slender.
And Kenyan. Yeah. But they're the ones that are winning the big prize money.
I am not there to win or anything. I just want to finish.
Yeah, well, that's a good attitude. I want to run when I'm 90. That's my plan. No, 90 or older.
There was a guy recently in the paper, he's like 8 or 9.
Yep.
What is his category?
There was one guy, a local guy called Morris Tarrant. Derek knows it, friend of John Woodall's. They both run in the 80 and over category. And I think that Morris did it in just around an hour for a 10K. That's pretty fast. I don't think I could do it. On a bad day, I couldn't do a 10K in an hour. When I did my laps of the lake, I was doing 105 a lap.
So you kind of keep the same pace no matter what run you do?
Yeah. Jackal pace. I choose a pace that I know I can maintain for the entire run that I'm expected to do.
But if you're going to ultra, then you have to do the Spanish.
Well, if I'm doing an ultra, I try and gauge that first lap so that my last lap and my first lap are the same time. If I go too fast in the first lap, then I would make sure that I took a bio break. You know, I mean, I'm out there for 6 hours. The chances are I'm going to need to use the bathroom. So I do it on a lap that I'm ahead of time. And then you can say, well, 3 or 4 minutes, that'll put me back on my pace, and I'll be nice and comfortable for the rest of the day. And then you eat a little bit on each lap.
How many laps is the ultramarathon?
That one was 5 10-kilometer laps. So 5 times around the lake, Elk Lake.
Have you ever heard of the Berkeley Marathon?
Oh yeah. Everybody mentions that.
I watched the documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, it's crazy, but that's not the kind of sport I'm into. It's too extreme.
That's very.
It's like jumping out of a plane.
Yeah.
Why do it? Why jump out of
Trail
it?
is, you just sort of.
Yeah, you just have to wing it. And the only people who survive are the ones who do it as a team, 2 people, to keep one person sane most of the time. But if you both get loopy at the same time, then you get lost.
In the video, the guy who finished it was like saying I think he was a PhD student.
Yeah.
And he said that like the craziness of trying to study for his PhD kind of passed over into his running.
Yeah, he focused
really
as much on planning his run as on his PhD. You still with us, Derek? Good man. Yeah, I had to buy the food for the event. I bought 6 big bags of potato chips.
60?
6 big ones, family size. And I bought a couple of big bags of pretzels. And I bought 8 2-liter colas, that kind of thing. Energy bars, fruit, bananas, peanut butter, everything went. I ended up with half a jar of peanut butter and half a jar of jam. That wasn't bad after 70 people had eaten.
Yeah.
But you know, you're not going to sit down and eat a lot. Just enough to keep your belly happy. Just so that your blood sugar doesn't drop too much. Now this is the other one. We cross Lyle and then we go on Witch Ferry.
Alright.
And then back to Fraser.
Their cabin school is just there.
If you're running where there's no sidewalk, it's better to face the cars. Yeah, well, whenever I'm training with Derek, you can always tag along.
I would like it. I'm trying to motivate myself for the last, 2 months to get back into running. Keep pushing it off. Once or twice a week.
Time, 26
There we go.
minutes, 54 seconds. Distance, 4
I would like to do more.
Workout average pace, 6 minutes, 43.
6:43. That's a little fast, Derek. We normally try and do 7. Yep.
Saucony.
That's my Saucony shoes, that's right.
643. What was that title called again?
The Saucony boys.
No, the
649 run. Excuse me. I can taste the hash browns. Yeah.
Too much grease?
Well, you know, I can never really have too much grease. Most of my fuel is grease. I put 18% cream on my cereal.
Nice.
Yeah,
How much do you run a day?
about 10 kilometers. Today was what, 11 cycle each way and then 5 with Derick. And you. Yeah, this is a little swifter than Derick's pace. So, when are you going to see Jenny again? I wouldn't go too soon. Give her a week or so. What was that?
I'll see Jenny tomorrow.
Okay, well,
Oh, your doctor.
don't just go over there and say, okay, where's his stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You got to remember, she's a very sad woman at the moment. Did I tell you about the 100-kilometer girl? Derick?
No.
The girl that she was doing, I think she was doing 50-minute laps of Elk Lake, and she was planning to run 10 of them.
Oh,
And by this time, she was running as fast as the first guy in the race. And on lap 5 or 6, I saw her with her head in the bushes. She was sick. But that's what often happens with runners. It's either they overheat or they get nauseous because of the stomach thing, you know. Their bodies reject the fact that they haven't eaten anything. Some of the best training for ultra distance running is doing something like flying to Europe and being awake for 30 hours. That's good training for a 100-mile race, because that's what it feels like. You feel jet lagged.
I'm the worst at not getting proper sleep.
I can get by with about 3 or 4 hours at night.
How are you 9?
Well, I go to bed around sunset, which is around 10 o'clock nowadays, and I wake up at 5. So that's 5 hours, and that's if I get to sleep right away, which I don't.
Has that changed because you have been running so much? Does that mean...
No, it's because when I used to work in home care, I had to be at my first clients at 6 or 6:30 with the shower assist, that kind of thing, getting people dressed. I did home care for 8 years. In fact, it was the job that I had the longest. But other than that, I've been a cook, and I own my own restaurant. Well, funnily enough, it was named Cafe Castillo, which is my name. Castillo means castle in Spanish. So you could say it was the Castle Cafe. You still with us, Derick? Good man. He's tough, you know, he's young. Derick's what, 32 now?
30... Derek will be 32 in July?
He's half my age.
Still 31, though.
He's half my age now. So... Yes, sir. What? Where's the bread? Oh, yeah. We came by here 2 weeks ago, and there was a loaf of bread on this tree stump. And Derick said, "Where's the bread?" I said, "What's he talking about?" That's where it was on the cross.
I don't understand why they cut down trees to make a park. It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Well, some people say it blocks their view, but certain trees have got, you need to get an arborist before you can cut it down. They're protected trees. But you could easily say, well, how much would it cost to have a permit to cut this tree down? You know.
Unfortunately, if you want to cut a tree down, as long as you replace it,
Yeah.
you can replace it with like a little baby tree, so you still have your view, and you just have this little tree instead of this beautiful old tree.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are so used to seeing big trees, they say, we got millions of them. But they are disappearing. And with all this sun that we're getting nowadays, the trees act as a protection from the UV.
And the biggest tree in Vancouver died.
Hang on, thank you. The biggest tree in Vancouver.
Yeah, there's a forest fire and it burned.
I think I saw something about
It was
that.
going to come back because it's got really thick bark.
Yeah.
But the forest fire was too hot. It hasn't shown any signs of growth this year.
Oh wow. So they've lost it.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've done 5. Yeah. And I think this has been Derek's fastest run yet.
Very proud of you, Derek.
Oh, that's not very fast.
Hang on, I've got to stop my hand.
Autopause. Workout stopped.
Derek, well done. Well done.
Did I tell you Montana's on Mother's Day we closed the shop because it was so busy?
Well, you know, once you're full, you're full.
Yeah, exactly.
Might as well just close the doors and say everybody who's in here,
Yeah.
we'll feed them, but nobody else is going to bother the waitresses.
Mother's Day is probably the busiest day of the year.
It pretty much is. That's my bike over there, the Dunlop. So I'm going to hop right on that and head back.
What is it? Which bike?
This one.
Oh, yeah.
I call it my hunk of junk.